Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 58-year-old female. Now, the first thing I encourage you to do is go to our website, and on just about every page, we've got these free quoters, and you can just select the state you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, and then fill in your birthday and the rest of the info. Click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that is going to show you the best companies in your state that have the lowest pricing. And that will help you avoid some very important things. It will help you avoid those plans that you see advertised on TV and in junk mail and magazines that have really low super teaser rates. And then when you get on the phone with them, it's almost so little coverage that it will make you laugh. And then they try upselling you to a more expensive and profitable plan for them. It will also help you avoid those plans with 2-year waiting periods where they mandatory push you into a 2-year wait when you could have first day coverage. And those plans are typically up to around 200% more expensive in some cases. So yeah, don't fall for that. You can also call us at 888-862-9456 and one of our agents can help get you pricing over the phone. Now, the first thing our 58-year-old female should consider when looking at $10,000 worth of insurance is that going to be enough insurance for your final expense needs? Now, typically that's going to involve either cremation or burial. Now, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of ceremony like a celebration of life or remembrance ceremony, in addition to the cremation, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500. So where you come home, the cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically help people with $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now you might be saying, well, what do you mean $5,000? The cremation is not going to cost more than $2,000. Well, you're 58 years old. We're hoping you're not going to die right away. We're hoping you make it to 68 and 78, maybe even 88. And we know that the prices go up over time due to inflation. So we want to get a little bit more coverage right now to inflation-proof your plan. That also locks in your coverage at your lowest rate. And if you, God forbid, you did die sooner than you thought in the first couple of years, there's extra money left over there to pay off some final expenses and stuff, probably for the next decade or so. So yeah, it's a pretty good way of doing it, and it keeps your pricing really low. Now, if you're going to have that cremation and the ceremony, we would typically help people with right around $7,000 to $10,000. And again, that inflation proofs your plan and just provides a little bit more money up front. God forbid you passed away sooner than you thought. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they'll get it done. It's hard to believe they would say no and let you walk down the street to their competitors where they would take the 10 grand check. But just understand, that's going to be a very simple ceremony because $10,000 covers it right now, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot anymore. So typically we would help females age 58 with between $10,000 to $15,000 and sometimes up to $20,000, just depending on, family genetics, how long people live and and of course, budget too. We want to be budget friendly. So just understand with either cremation or burial that if if your budget's a little tight, you can always start smaller. We can always help you add more coverage later. So there's a lot of flexibility that way. But one thing we don't recommend is over-insuring. A lot of times we'll get 58-year-old females who say, hey, I want to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 worth of insurance and leave some money behind for my children or family members or something like that. And a lot of times if you're on a fixed or limited income, getting that much insurance is just it's a little difficult. It's a little out of budget. And sometimes people will say, well, if I can't do 50,000, I'm not going to do anything at all. And what a terrible mindset, because all you're doing is you're penalizing your family for loving you. And you're putting those bills on them rather than getting a more appropriate coverage amount that you could actually afford and that would take care of your final expenses. So don't be selfish that way. But by the same token, if financially you have the means to get more insurance and you want to leave more money behind, Yeah, we can certainly help you out with that. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. Now, we do not recommend those plans with 2-year waiting periods. We'll talk about that in a moment, but we don't recommend those at all. But what first day coverage means is if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to cut that check for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is. It's first day coverage. Now, a lot of times people would say to us, well, you know, Randy, I do like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of shape. And I know those policies ask health questions. And again, I'm not sure I could qualify. And we say, well, you know what? Your health is our concern, not your concern, at least when it comes to this insurance. And that's why we work with so many different insurance companies, because they all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And 90 to 95% of the time, we are able to get people first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first day coverage is if you had some really significant health issues like a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or dementia or dialysis, or you were in a hospice or a nursing home or a hospital or something like that. Then we'd typically refer you out to a different insurance company. The other thing that seems to happen every week is we get somebody that will call us up and say, hey, we just had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get a check in our hand and pay off the funeral home director. And we have to let them know that there's no company in the United States that's going to offer an insurance policy on a dead person. No, you have to get these insurance policies on people when they're alive. And it's really tragic that happens because, you know, the person that died, they knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought about getting this insurance and they just didn't. Right? And now they done went and died, and now their family members are left to clean up the mess. And most of the time, that funeral is going to get put on a credit card, and they're going to be paying 26% interest. They're going to be paying on it for years. And what a way to crush your legacy. You know, you could have done everything right in your whole life, and then you mess this one thing up. And now people, every time your name comes up, they're just going to be talking about how you saddled them with these bills and you just stuck it to them, and you could have taken care of it, but you didn't. So this insurance is affordable. There's no excuse not to get it. If you can't afford everything you want, just get what you can need. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, we don't recommend the 2-year waiting period plans, and Colonial Penn's one of the companies that sells those. Their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. You probably did not know that, but it is. And Colonial Penn's not the only one. There's Colonial Penn, there's Mutual of Omaha, there's United of Omaha line, there's Gerber, AIG, and a host of other companies out there that they only sell 2-year waiting period plans. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that the only thing you'll qualify for if you're over age 50 is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we say, don't believe such nonsense. It's absolute nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Yes, we do. Now, our 58-year-old female is probably watching that Colonial Penn commercial for $9.95. And she's probably thinking, I outsmarted the insurance company. I waited till age 58. I'm probably going to get so much money for that $9.95. You know, I can probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. You know what? I bet I can even get $50,000 worth of insurance from Colonial Penn for only $9.95. And then she calls Colonial Penn and talks with one of their agents, or goes online and checks out their website like we are doing for you here, and sees that a 58-year-old female, 1 unit of coverage for $9.95 is only $1,620. Ouch. So $1,620 is probably enough for a cremation in a good number of states in the United States. But, you know, it doesn't matter, because this policy's got a 2-year waiting period, and it's not going to pay out in the first 2 years if you die of any health or medical reason. And yeah, that's a lot of uncertainty, and the policies tend to be expensive too. But some people would say that, the people who market these plans come up with these teaser rates for like $9.95 and other, that they do that not because they want to sell you that policy. They do that to get your name in their system. And once you're in their system and you see how little coverage $9.95 is, or whatever the teaser rate, then they upsell you to more significant and profitable amounts of coverage. Now, we would never say that about Colonial Penn, but you might want to formulate your own opinion on that. But let's go and let's see if we can find out what $10,000 would be. Is that like 7 units, or no? We got it back down to 6. Again, you can't, with their per unit pricing, you can't get $10,000 for a 68-year-old female, because the only way they can offer that $9.95 plan is by, unit price. And that way you always end up with these wackadoodle numbers, and a lot of times you can't end up with what you want. But that's as close as we're getting. $9,720, roughly $60 a month. Let's go see what first aid coverage would be for $10,000. So here we go. $10,000 female, age 58. And here we go. Get quote. Hang on. We're going to go. Again, let's look at this. Roughly 10. It's under 10, 97 for 60. We can get $10,000. Let me show you up here. Again, just so you see. $10,000 for $29.51. So, and this is level coverage, which means first aid coverage. So look at that. Yeah, for basically $30, it's half price. But remember, this is $9,720. This would be probably $63, $64, just guessing, if it were actually $10,000. So Colonial Penn in this case is more. It's more than 200% higher. And why would you overpay 200% higher? You're going to overpay an extra $30 roughly for the rest of your life, and you're going to get socked with that 2-year waiting period as well. Now think about that. $30 a month times 12 months is $360 a year more you'd overpay. And if our 58-year-old lives to 68, you have overpaid right around $3,600. If you live 20 years, you overpay right around $7,200. Why would you overpay? Why would you overpay? You lock in your savings on the front of these policies, and it's hard to recover as you get older. Now, because if you're 4 or 5 years older, now you're going to have to qualify at that later age. So just be a smart consumer. If you're not a smart consumer, let us help you be a smart consumer, because we'd rather you keep that $3,600 in your own pocket. Spend it on yourself. Enjoy it with your family. Keep your money. Let's take a look here. Let's go down and look a little bit more. Let's go here. And you'll be able to see all these different insurance companies, but let's go a little bit. So, oh yeah, here's one, Lincoln Heritage. Well, they're a fine company, I guess, but look at that pricing. That pricing's higher. Ouch. Higher, yeah. Now it is level coverage, so that's good, but it's more expensive. And the reason is Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes to get you the best pricing, maybe do a couple of things too, but they charge a premium for that. It costs more. That's basically round that up to $44 versus $29, roughly $30. So it's about $14 more a month. So that's going to be $168 extra a year. So 14 times 12 months is $168. And if our 58-year-old female lives to age 68, she'll have overpaid right around $1,680. And, think about that. Is it worth having an insurance company called 2 or 3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple of other things, that's only going to take an hour or so to pay them $1,680 roughly? A lot of people would say that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company, and we would tend to agree. We don't recommend you do that, though. So we recommend you get the lower coverage here, the lower pricing, and it's the same amount of coverage, but it's just lower pricing, and we can help you with these companies. And then on our website, we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide. And all you do is just download that off our website and print it out. And then all you do is once it's printed out, you just write in there who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And then you keep it with your insurance policy. And when you pass away, everything's in one place. And your family will know that you loved and protected them both financially with the insurance policy and emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, because you will have taken care of everything. And all they need to do is follow your wishes in the funeral and estate planning guide, and just get things done exactly as you wanted. Just execute your wishes. And they will know that they've done everything exactly the way that you wanted it done and that you provided the money. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. They will know that you not only love them in life, but you are also loving and protecting them after you're gone, loving them and protecting them in death. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So yeah, get that done. You can go to our website, funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quote for our YouTube viewers. It's funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can get the lowest rates and the most discounts by doing that. We also have our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. You can talk with one of our agents. They can help you with any questions you have. But if you've got an existing policy and you want to price shop it to see if we can get you lower pricing, or if you just need to add coverage to an existing policy, we can help you out with that. If you want to see about getting brand new coverage or just have some questions about what you might qualify for or what's going to be best in your situation, we can help you out with that too. But we look forward to getting you the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We also look forward to helping you with this someday. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.